Owen. This cup actually tastes like Coke. Hello friends, I'm Phil.
And I'm Safia.
Welcome to
Easy Fuzzy.
You are not a professional chef. You don't know $1 million kitchen with tons of fancy stuff. So good.
So that's why this channel will decorate food and beverages in the simplest way possible so that anyone can make it at home.
Today, we're gonna dive into the mystery of the century, create the ultimate Coca-Cola recipes. To celebrate Easy Fuzzy first video, we're gonna throw in a mini game. The rule is simple.
You can easily win $5 within a minute. All you need is commenting the answer to our questions in the video along with a random number from 1 to 100.
And in the next video, we're gonna spin the lucky wheel from 1 to 100 to pick out a lucky winner with the correct answer.
Oh, and if we have two correct comments with the same numbers, we will choose the first one.
The question will pop up unexpectedly throughout the video, like this one, and only sticking around for 30 seconds, so you better stay focused. We can't wait to find out who will be the winner of this challenge.
Oh, and if you want to stay in the loop for more chance to win, please make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so that everyone can join the challenge in the next video.
And that's all. Let's get back to our main course. And here's the recipes for Coca-Cola.
Hold on, is there only 2 people in the entire world know the Coca-Cola recipe, right? And it also be hidden in some super secret place. How could you find it?
That is a real Asian magic.
That's weird. Tell me more about it.
So basically, the recipes for Coca-Cola contain 2 main parts, the sparkling water and the flavor syrup. Now we're gonna start with the sparkling water. And when I say make it, I mean really make it. That means no soda stream, no remade sparkling water in can or anything like that. We're gonna make our own sparkling water with only easy to find ingredient and no fancy tool needed.
You wanna be crazy?
No, we don't. Let's do some research.
1 hour later.
According to Google, carbonated water, or so-called sparkling water, is basically water containing dissolved carbon dioxide gas that was injected under high pressure. So, all we got to do is to create a tool that can infuse the CO2 into the water and build up the necessary pressure for the reaction to happen. And voila! Sparkling water is ready.
That's a crazy hard. Or we could just hit up the nearest store and grab a bottle of sparkling water instead.
No. Remember what dads always say.
Every true Asian can make a tool to put CO2 into water. Very easy. The pressure will rise and you can see the water sparkling. Don't worry, it's okay now. But don't come home before you doctor, or I smack your face.
I don't remember Dad saying that, but that sounds like him. So, we still buy soda, right?
No, we're gonna do it ourselves.
1 hour later.
After some research, we have found 2 possible ways to create sparkling water, and in this video, we're gonna go with the first one. If you want to know the other, drop us a comment, right? Before we going on, we have to warn you that next part may contain some professional required activity. So, make sure you got an adult supervisor, or at least one Asian friend around, because you know everything. So, with this method, we're gonna need a strong empty bottle, a bit of water, and a solid form of carbon dioxide gas that is frozen at a temperature of minus 78.5 Celsius, or you can call it dry ice. First thing first, get yourself proper tools or wearing specialized gloves for handling those dry ice. Trust me, you don't want to touch those dry ice with your bare hands. That is a one-way ticket to the frostbite city. So, once you got that dry ice on a spoon, you will feel it buzzing. It's because dry ice sublimates real quick and the gas underneath makes things vibrate. Once the dry ice has cooled the spoon down, the vibration will stop. Before you put this dry ice into the water, you will have to wait it first, unless we are trying to make a homemade. Because 1 kilogram of dry ice can create about 541 liters of carbon dioxide gas, which is 100 times of the maximum amount of this bottle. So wait it carefully. And based on our calculation, we will need about 14 grams of dry ice to carbonate about half a liter of water. Pour the dry ice into the water. You could use a funnel to make it easier. Slowly and carefully, okay? Pour all of them into the water. It was easier than I thought. Owen.
That wasn't our plan, right?
Well, We will be back after a while to figure out what just happened, okay? It was easier than I thought. Always.
One eternity later.
We are back. Well, it's just me. Sakia is quite busy at the moment.
Is it?
Alright. Sakia, I want to make sure that at least one of us conscious enough to hold like when something go wrong. But nothing can go wrong, right? So new lesson from our past experience. Don't use bottle with cork like this. Use a screw top one to prevent creating homemade rocket like this. Like lesson, we are using about 21 gram of dry ice to carbonate about 750 milliliters of water. And make sure that your bottle have some space for the gas layers, okay? So now all we got to do is just put the dry ice into the water. So right after you put the dry ice into the water, seal it tight because based on Henry law, the solubility of a gas is equal to the Henry constant multiplied with partial pressure of that gas, which means when the pressure increases, the solubility will increase too. Therefore, we need to seal the lid tight to ensure that the CO2 produced during the process will build up the necessary pressure. Also notice that the lower the temperature, the higher the solubility of a gas. This is because the increasing in temperature causes an increase in kinetic energy. The higher kinetic energy causes more motion in the gas molecule, which will break intermolecular bonds and escape from the liquid. So you should use the coldest water possible to maximize the CO2 it can dissolve. So you can see it's quite fizzing a bit at this point. That means water is dissolving CO2 and forming a weak acid called carbonic acid or H2CO3. But as it is a weak acid, it will break down back into water and CO2. This reaction just keep on looping throughout the process. So during the process, your bottle might lose its original shape. This is because of the pressure is built inside it. This is our past experience. You can see right here. So here are some notices that you need to remember for your safety. Use sturdy metal or thick glass container that can withstand high pressure, and use the correct amount of dry ice. Avoid cork-lid bottle. Use screw top one instead. Maintain a safe distance when the reaction is happening. As soon as you see any sign like hissing sounds or the glass cracking from the container, you better run for your life. Using a bottle that has some space for the gas, alright? So after the reaction is gone, you can shake it a little bit to maximize the carbon dioxide gas and water can dissolve, and voila, sparkling water is ready. So easy, right? You can hear the heat sound come from it, just like a real soda can. Let's give it a taste, shall we? Well, now the water tastes a little bit sour. I believe it is because of the carbonic acid that is made during the process. So I think that is mean that we have successfully created the sparkling water at home. So see you in the next few class.
It's been quite a journey, so now let's take a quick look at which ingredients we use today. 10 grams of orange peel, 10 grams of lemon peel, 10 grams of lemon peel, 1 gram of nutmeg, 2 grams of cinnamon, 1 gram of coriander seed, 4 grams of dried carrot lamb leaves, 75 mixtures or 5 tablespoons of cooking wine. And the secret ingredient is Ajinomoto.
Why do we need Ajinomoto for making Coca-Cola?
Let me tell you a little secret about Ajinomoto, Phil.
Oh boy, here we go again. It is another Ajinomoto joke. Alright, hit me with it.
Okay, so why don't Ajinomoto employees go to work by motorcycles?
Why?
Because it's no moto.
Alright, first step, we need to test those lamb, orange, and lemon peel first.
Okay, let's do it. Oh, Phil, did you know that Coca-Cola was first originally marketed as brand tonic to cool headaches and exhaustions, which means that it will contain cocaine and, only cocaine to alleviate pain.
That's why. Where can I get some of that?
Sometimes I really worry about you, Phil. I don't think Phil know how to use his knife, so let's move on to the next step.
Alright, after we have this peel, we need to blend all these ingredients together to release their aroma better.
Why don't we blend them all together?
Don't you remember last time when we blend all of them together, it creates such a bitter taste that's so unpleasant.
Oh, I got it.
After blending, we will mix all of the ingredients together. Crush the peel a little bit.
Wow, the aroma right now is like 50% Coca-Cola fuel. So this is the moment we have been waiting for. Pouring the cooking wine, the wine will help extract the flavor of our ingredients. Okay, thank you, Phil.
Don't worry about getting tipsy. Just about 10 to 15% of the cooking wine is alcohol, and we just use a tiny amount with the final drink, so it will be almost alcohol free.
Oh, and now let's sit for 24 hours. And with all the ingredients all prepped, now let's move on to the next part, making our sugar syrup. I will prepare a pot to make the sugar syrup. I will add 50 grams of sugar into the pot and let it sit over medium heat. Keep a close eye on the pot. If you start to see the sugar around the edge turning brown, give the pot a gentle shake to distribute the heat evenly.
Don't make the fire too high, as it might make the sugar to dissolve quickly, but it might lead to crystallization when it's cooled down.
As soon as the mixture turns brown, pour in 250 milliliters of water. Stir well to dissolve the initial amount of sugar. Then add 300 grams of sugar and stir. After that, you need to squeeze in a bit more lime to prevent crystallization. So now, we will turn off the heat. To match the color of Coca-Cola, we will add 2 milliliters of black food coloring.
Now we will let it cool down.
1 hour later.
On the table, we have sugar syrup, coca flavoring, and our sparkling waters.
And we have 2 glasses here, one for the real cup and one for our cup. So first we will add some sugar syrup. Usually we will use 2, but you have the sweet tooth, you can use 3, okay?
Next, I will add 1 tablespoon of our Coca-Cola flavoring. Don't forget to squeeze in a little bit of lime.
And finally, adding the secret ingredient, homemade sparkling water.
Wow, let's give it a taste, shall we? Cheers!
Bon appetit. Wow, I think we did pretty good for the homemade one. This Coke actually tastes like Coke, much better than all the recipes we have tried. So, you think how much percent it tastes like the real Coke?
Wow, I think I will give 70% like a real one.
Same thinking.
Oh, and in terms of taste, our version will give you a fizzy sensation on the tongue and down to the throat. I think it's not intense like the Coca-Cola, but it's okay because this handmade sparkling water, right? And moreover, when you smell the Coca-Cola of our version, you will see the aroma of cinnamon is quite overpowered, of coriander and the nutmeg.
About the smell, it is quite odd that our Coke had a smell similar to the Zero Coke than the original one. It has a much stronger scent of lemon, lime, and orange peel than the real Coke. And about the color, our Coke has been quite darker than the new one. But hey, it's just own artificial color in the end, so we can fix it up, right? And to sum up, we think that this homemade Coke, water dry, if you make with friends and family, it would be an exciting experience. This is the end of our video, and if you enjoy it, you can support us by hitting that subscribe button and giving us a thumbs up. That would mean a lot to us. And you could also comment about the next dish you want us to recreate.
Oh, and don't forget our challenge. We can wait to hand our prize to a winner.
And we are Easy
Easy
Fooding.
Fooding.
See you in the next video. Cheers.